What's up, Miami Heat fans? Welcome into the Heat Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Nick Roloff, where we are here live again for a Miami Heat game. I know the streams have been far and few between, but it's been because of a holiday schedule. We know we have to cover a lot in the NFL as I host our Dolphins channel, but we are going to be live here 2 days before Christmas. Christmas Eve, some call it, in the streets. The Heat need to get a win. They've lost 7 of their last 8 games. They've lost back-to-back in Boston on Friday night, in New York on Sunday night. Sunday night. They return home for a Tuesday night matchup against the Toronto Raptors. They're starting Kel'el Ware, Adebayo, Andrew Wiggins, Norman Powell, and Davion Mitchell. The Heat lost last Monday, just 12 days ago, to the Toronto Raptors on the 21st or 22nd. I'm getting my days mixed up. Not 21st or 2nd. The 15th. I'm all over the place today. But either way, hopefully we get a win today, and I appreciate everybody joining us here on the stream. As always, get your cities in the comments. Where are the people watching from? I don't know why, but I just got hit with an absolute jolt of energy, so hopefully you guys are ready to have a fun stream today. Shout out your city for me in the comment section. Where are y'all watching from? Where are y'all watching from, man? Let me know as we get ready for the game. A must-win for Miami, in my opinion, as they lost to Toronto already just 8 days ago, as I mentioned. They're losers of 7 of their last 8. A loss today brings them back to 500 on the year. They're currently 15-14. Loss makes them 15-15, especially when you think about the next couple of games for Miami. You play Toronto today, Atlanta on Friday, Indiana on Saturday, but then you have a 3-game stretch against Denver, Detroit, Minnesota. That is going to be an extremely difficult 3-game stretch there. So you need to start stacking some wins, or next thing you know it, Miami is going to be below 500 for the first time this season, or second time this season, ever since they went 0-1. So we don't want that, do we? I don't think so. So please go get me a win today. That's all I ask. Go get me a win, man. Shout out to Tobias in Germany. We got Broward in the building from Cav. Lawrenceville from Tyson. Nicaragua for Rome. Marie in Buffalo, New York. Up in my neck of the woods. I'm from Rochester, New York originally. Lorna is in North Carolina. Just got to get a win tonight indeed. Let's go Heat. Let's hope we can get a win, man. If we don't get a win today, I'm going to be pressed. I mean, listen, I've already started to get angry when we aren't winning games. I mean, I don't take losing very well, if I'll be honest. And I also think this is a team Miami should beat consistently. I know we lost to Toronto at home already this year. Like I mentioned, it was 8 days ago. But I think we're a better team than the Raptors. Even though the record doesn't show that, I think we're better. So I hope they show it actually on the court tonight. So I'm really excited for tonight's game. Yeah, I know. Not many Heat fans in Rochester. I think I only knew one other Heat fan from Rochester. Shout out to Aaron Masters. Went to my high school. But him and I were the only 2 Heat fans that were going to my high school in Hilton, New York. There were a lot of Heat supporters during my time in high school because, well, it was right before high school, but middle school, that was when LeBron was there. So there was a lot of people rooting for the Heat because of LeBron, but not actually Heat fans. So we're in the neck of the woods of Toronto, actually. The Raptors are the closest team to my high school of Rochester, New York, about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Toronto, Canada to Rochester, New York. And then the next closest team, you would think it's the Knicks or Nets because they're in the same state. Actually, you would know this if you're from Buffalo. The closest team that isn't the Toronto Raptors is actually the Cleveland Cavaliers. Only a 4-hour drive between Cleveland and Rochester, New York, where it's 6.5 to the city where Brooklyn and the Knicks are. So certainly an interesting geography lesson, if you will. I'm not the most geographical person, but I appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out with me here. We're going to start to talk about today's game here in just 1 second, but you already know. We got to tell you about our sponsor on today's show, and that is Prize Picks. Today's Heat Stream is brought to you by Prize Picks. It's the holiday season, which means the best holiday promotion is back. 7 days of Picksmas. Prize Picks is giving out 7 days of deals all the way through Christmas Day, including a Christmas Day max discount. Started on the 20th, so download the app today and unwrap those deals. You got basketball matchups, playoff pushes, bowl games all at once, and it feels good to be right on Prize Picks. New feature alert, early payouts. If your lineup's off to a hot start, you may now have to wait until the game ends. You can get those winnings before the game even finishes. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in. My entry for today's game, Bam's been struggling. I'm going less on his 18.5 point total, going more on Grady Dick 3-pointers made. I think he makes 2 today, and I'm going more than Kel'el Ware rebounds. This is my most confident one. No Jakob Poeltl today. Not a lot of size in Toronto. I think Kel'el Ware gets more than 12.5 rebounds. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Appreciate PrizePicks for sponsoring today's stream. Who you got? MIA for the Heat or TOR for the Raptors? I mentioned it off of the top of our stream today, but Miami did just lose to Toronto at home 8 days ago, Monday, December 15th, 106-96. So hopefully Miami is able to bounce back and get a win tonight. Tyler Herro, Nikola Jovic, and Pelle Larsson all remain out of the lineup for Miami, so it will be the same 9 to 10 guys that have been playing on this 3-game road trip. I know on Friday against Boston, the Heat were without Davion Mitchell and Andrew Wiggins, so we'll likely see the same rotation that we saw in the games on Thursday against the Nets and Sunday against the Knicks. So I expect to see some Kasparas Jakucionis. You expect to see Dru Smith, Jaquez, and Simone Fontecchio off the bench for Miami. Coming in for the starters, which are Bam Adebayo, Kel'el Ware, Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins, and Davion Mitchell. Tyson Bryant rocking with Miami. Let me know who you got in this one, folks, as we inch closer and closer to tip-off, probably about 16 minutes away here. 86% of the live poll is rocking with the Heat. Shout out to Broach saying Merry Christmas, Heat and fans and fanatics. Merry Christmas indeed. It is Christmas Eve. We will not be live on Friday due to the holiday schedule, spending time with the family visiting from Fort Myers, Florida, Friday night before they leave and go back to the Southwest Florida on Saturday. So our next live show probably taking place that Monday game, the 29th, against the Denver Nuggets. I was spacing on that one. So that's probably our next live show. So about 6 days away from today. This game is in Miami. It is in Miami. They played the first game between these two in Miami. So they play the final couple games against the Raptors later on in the year in Toronto. Those games will take place on Tuesday, April 7th and Tuesday, April 9th. So it would actually be a 3-day trip to the 6. Yeah, they'll spend 3 days there. They'll probably get there Monday night, and then they'll probably spend Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday there before flying back or flying to Washington for a Friday game on April 10th before the season is over on April 12th. Well, that's unless the Heat make the playoffs, of course. That's unless the Heat make the playoffs, of course, which hopefully happens. I mean, we thought it was a shoo-in, but then as this last 8-game stretch has happened and the Heat are 1-7 in their last 8 games, it certainly hasn't provided me with a ton of confidence in the Heat this season. Hit that like button if you're ready for the game. We got over 60 people in the building here as we wait for the game to get tipped off. Let's get the like numbers up here. We're at 15 likes. We got to get to 30, man. We got to get to 30. Hit that thumbs up button. Let's get to 30 likes. It's a dirty 30. Yeah, RJ Barrett and Jakob Poeltl are both out for Toronto. So starting shooting guard and starting center for the Raptors not playing tonight. I expect them to start probably Ochai Agbaji in the spot of RJ Barrett. That's what they did in their last game. Now, I don't know who will start for Jakob Poeltl at the center spot. They don't really have a true backup center. They have Sandro Yabasonthaselli, and then they have Collin Murray-Boyles, the rookie from South Carolina. I think I would anticipate one of those two starting for Toronto, and then them just kind of going with like a smaller lineup, because I don't think they really have a true big man backup. They don't really play a true center outside of Podol. Let's see the Raptors starting lineup. Trying to look it up here. Yeah, they're going with Sandro Yabasonthaselli. They got Quickley, Ingram, Scottie Barnes, Ochai Agbaji, and Sandro. That was my expectation, and that it's ultimately the starting lineup. Yeah, I'm not saying that. It's Yabasonthaselli to me. I'm just going to botch his name every time, and I'm just not going to care. He went to Seton Hall. Someone said that. Did I hear? He's a pirate. He's a pirate. Dude, how do you think I know his name? The only reason why I know him because he was playing there, and it's the Big East. Oh, man. Hit that thumbs up button, though. We're 7 likes away from 30. Let's get there. If they were to make Jalen Williams available, the OKC Thunder, would he be intriguing? Absolutely. Jalen Williams at this point would probably be the best player on the Miami Heat. I think he's probably surpassed Bam Adebayo because of his wing two-way ability. He's had some questions in the past, very Jaylen Brownish, if you will, in terms of his questions, being able to handle the ball, consistently shoot from beyond the arc. But, hey, he helped be that second option on a championship team, and he had a couple of big-time performances in the NBA Finals as well. I mean, if he was available via trade, I would absolutely trade for him. Now, what would the Thunder want in return? They would want someone to help them win now. Now, they won't trade him. I want this abundantly clear. Thunder ain't trading Jalen Williams unless it would get them like Victor Wembanyama or like a Giannis Antetokounmpo. So there's no reason to trade him. The only way you would trade for him is if the Thunder wanted Bam. I mean, Bam would be a perfect fit on that team with Chet Holmgren and SGA as that like second and third option. That front court would be lethal. But I don't anticipate that. But, hey, I got to be honest. If Jalen Williams was available, I would contemplate swapping Bam for J-Dub just because he's a little bit younger and he's certainly an ascending player. And I think Bam might be plateauing right now, unfortunately. And this is coming from someone who might be one of the biggest Bam Adebayo supporters out there. And I understand how big of an impact he has, especially on the defensive end. But when you watch him play over the past couple of years, he's just been the same guy. And I don't know if he could take it up to another level. He's just a second, third option. That's what his role is. He can't be the best guy on a championship-level team. And unfortunately, he's being asked to be the best player on Miami right now. And that just isn't him. He's a great number 2. He's a very good number 3. So I would say he's a very good number 2. He would be an elite number 3. But unfortunately, he's our number 1. And then I think that's an issue. With Tyler Herro out, like, I don't think Norman Powell's a number 1, so it's tough. It's tough. It's tough, man. You're thinking Herro, Jovic, and 2 first? I mean, the Thunder wouldn't do that. Why would the Thunder trade away Jalen Williams for that package? I mean, think about that, guys. Like, they are the best team in basketball. There's no reason for them to break up their core. So why would they do it? Why would they do it? Predict the score. Heat Raptors. Toronto 17-13. Miami's 15-14. Toronto won in Miami just 8 days ago, 106-96. I do think Miami wins today. I have a good feeling about getting a bounce-back win today. I do. I don't think it's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to be a 113-108 game. 113-108 Heat. That's my score prediction. Gilbert says 120-117 Miami. Tyson says 116-110 Miami. I'm going 113-108. Heat win today. 113-108. Tyson, see you. Rome going 120-110. Slaying Cat 117-108. Cav is going 110-95. Powell scores 1 or 20 plus like that. Kyle Christopher is going 110-102. Miami with a win. I think these are very fair scores. Like, I don't think this is a game where Miami could ultimately win by a decent amount. I don't think this is a blowout win for the Heat. Big schedule, though. Next 3 games. Toronto, Atlanta, Indiana. Can you go 3-0 this week? Go 3-0 this week. Why not? Get back to 18-14. Certainly capable of winning tonight. Very capable to beat the Hawks in Atlanta on Friday. And very capable to beat the Pacers on the second night of a back-to-back at home. I think the Heat's got to go 3-0 this week. You go 3-0 this week, you're 18-14, heading into a little bit of a tougher stretch against Denver, Detroit, and Minnesota. You go 1-2 in those games, probably finish, hopefully, over the next 5 games. You go finish 19-17. 19-16, that would be, excuse me. I would feel pretty good about that if you could go 4-2 in your next 6 games. 4-2 in your next 6 games against Toronto, Atlanta, Indiana, Detroit, Denver, and Minnesota would be phenomenal. That's what but a 4-2 stretch, man, it needs to happen to me. If you want to prove to me that this team is not fraudulent, which I kind of think they are right now, I'm going to need a 4-2 stretch. I'm going to need them to snap out of this shit and play better ball. Powell, I need you more effective offensively. Bam, I need you to be more effective offensively. You've been a 0 for us offensively lately. Wiggins, stop turning the ball over. Ware, keep on pounding the glass. I think we're capable of playing good basketball, but we just need Norman Powell and Bam Adebayo specifically to elevate their play. Those two are the guys that make this team go. When Bam plays well and Norman Powell plays well, the Heat win ball games. When they stink, like they've been stinking it up over the last week, we lose. I don't think it's a coincidence that Bam has gone on a really bad offensive stretch and we're losing games. Him and Norman Powell make this team go. When we were playing high-level basketball in the first month and a half of the season and we were 14-7, Bam and Norman Powell were cooking. They were both looking like all-stars. Over the last 2-3 weeks, they've been stinking it up. We're losing games. Those two got to play better. Simple as that. They play better, we win games. It's really that simple. Everybody else is doing their job. Ware's doing a good job. I think Kasparas has done a good job off the bench. Jaquez has stayed consistent. Just continue to show me that you can play well on the outside, and then we'll hopefully get our our better players playing better. About 7 minutes away until tip-off. This is our Super Chat menu for today. $5 gets you a raffle ticket. We'll showcase that raffle item here in just 1 second. $10, I rip off 10 push-ups, and $20 gets you into the Heat Report Hall of Fame. Right here. You know what? I'm changing it today. I'm changing it. A Christmas edition of the Heat Report, because we're not going live again until next Monday. We're cutting the Super Chat menu to get into the Hall of Fame in half. $10. So $10 gets you into the Hall of Fame. I'm doing 10 push-ups and taking a shot at tequila. So $10. Tequila shot, Hall of Fame spot, 10 push-ups. Christmas special. Why not? Why not? Christmas special here at the Heat Report. This is our raffle item for the month of December. Only got a couple of streams left, so take advantage before we end out the new year and enter 2026, this wall banner thingamajig that we're going to be raffling off at the end of the month. So that's how you can get in there. $5 raffle tickets. We did get our first Super Chat of the day. Got to let it load here. Give me 1 second. Wasim Khan! Merry Christmas, everyone. In the spirit of Christmas. That's why I cut it down. $10 to get in the Hall of Fame. And 10 push-ups and a shot. Why not? Let's have some fun on a Tuesday evening here as we got Heat, Raptors, action. Be a lot of fun. Oh, and we got some takers. We'll get those Super Chats on screen here in a second. Got to fire off a text. Hold on. Shout out to Team Revis, natural bodybuilding. Shout out Revis. He was already in the Hall of Fame, but he gets in again, and so does Wasim Khan. Shout out to Wasim Khan. Shout out to Team Revis Bodybuilding. Getting into the Hall of Fame here as we make the Christmas special. There's Team Revis. There's Wasim Khan. So, why not? We're getting lit today. We're ripping 2 shots, and then we'll do some push-ups. 1, 2. Chase it with water here. Yeah. We got about 3 minutes until tip-off, so probably not doing all 20 right now, but I will do some of those push-ups. Get the push-up cam set up. Get the push-up cam set up. And now we're off to the races, baby. We'll just knock out 10 here first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll do some other push-ups here, but want to showcase the other super chats and talk about the game a little bit more. Shout out to Wasim Khan. Shout out about Team Revis. Shout out Eric getting into the Hall of Fame. Merry Christmas, everyone. Appreciate all you do, Rolly. Let's go Heat. Let's go Heat indeed. Let's go Heat indeed. Let's get Eric in here. Eric. Eric gets into the Hall of Fame. We're going to take a quick little break on the shots. We're not taking 3 in a span of 30 seconds. That could be a train wreck for me, but first time out, I will take a shot of the game. First time out, I take a shot, and I'll knock out another 10 push-ups. We go 20 more push-ups and another shot. We'll get there. We'll get there. But if you're ready for the game, hit that thumbs up icon. If you're just joining us, starting lineup for each team. For the Miami Heat, it's going to be Andrew Wiggins, Norman Powell, not Tyler Herro, that's a force of habit. So let me restart. Andrew Wiggins, Norman Powell, Davion Mitchell, Bam Adebayo, Kel'el Ware. For the Toronto Raptors, they're going with Immanuel Quickley, Ochai Agbaji, Scottie Barnes, Brandon Ingram, and Sandro something Selly. And that's where we'll leave it there. But if you want the Heat to win today, hit that thumbs up icon. Come on. We got 120 people watching, only 39 likes. We got to get that up. Hit that thumbs up button. Come on. Come on. I can't imagine we have all Raptors fans in here. So there's no reason why we don't have over 100 likes. Because if you want the Heat to win, which you should, you're a Heat fan, hit that thumbs up button. Coop, have you hit the like button today? No, he's hitting like that. You know what? I'm disliking the Maverick stream now. Just because of that, Coop. I'm going to go sabotage. I'm going to report you for copyright. I'm going to take the Mavs channel down. I'll delete the channel. Come on. Hit that thumbs up icon. Come on, let's get to at least 50 likes, man. We got to at least get 50 likes, dude. That's crazy we can't get 50 likes at least. We're about to get the game started here. Come on. Hit that thumbs up icon, and if you're ready for the game to start, you know what? Let's go Heat. Let's get a Heat chat. Get the chat on fire as the game's about to be tipped off. Let's get the chat on fire. Let's hit that thumbs up icon. I want to get all of the good vibes in the live chat by spamming those fireball emojis, hitting the thumbs up button, because the Heat are they're 1-7 in their last 8 games. We got to pick up some wins. So we need the good vibes flowing, man. We need good vibes. I'm all about vibes. And hopefully we have them today. I don't want no negativity. You know what? I'm going to be a positive Rolly today. I'm going to be positive. You're going to see me the most positive I'm ever going to be. Because it's a Christmas game, technically. It's the closest game we have to Christmas before Christmas. So I'm going to need y'all to be positive as well. If I'm going to be super positive, you guys got to be super positive, which means no tearing down anyone. It's a positive chat tonight. If I see you being negative, I'm calling you out. Let's stay positive. We're not going to say mean things about players today, no matter who it is. We're only going to talk about what has happened. We're not going to say anything mean, and we are going to hopefully stay positive today. That's the goal. That's the goal. Heat wearing their red unis tonight. Shout out to everybody spamming those fireball emojis. Oh, look who's in the building. We got Duke Douglas in the building, baby. Hopefully you guys are enjoying that brisket tonight. Yeah, we're wearing red jerseys. Now, I didn't plan the red jerseys with the red quarter zip today. I did not do that. Would have been very smart of me, but I don't know anything. I wish I knew what jerseys they were going to wear every day. Heat, like I mentioned, 1-7 in their last 8. Got to get a win tonight, folks. Lost to Toronto 8 days ago on their own home court, 106-96. Kel'el Ware, 3 straight games with 20 points and double-digit boards. Can he dominate tonight? I'm looking for him to have another good game today, considering the Raptors don't have their starting center, Jakob Poeltl. He should dominate the paint tonight. I'm looking for him to really be on the boards. Why is this game taking so long to tip off? It usually tips off at 12 minutes after scheduled tip time. It's been 15. Tip is up. Tip is away. And it's won by Miami as we're off. Norman Powell guarded by Ochai Agbaji on the left side here. Powell's been struggling, so is Bam. They get Bam the first look of the game, and he is fouled instantly. And Adebayo heading right to the charity stripe for 2. He was being guarded by Sandro, and that is a mismatch Bam should be able to take advantage of every single possession. So 2 free throws as Miami gets this game started. Adebayo misses the first. Positive. I was going to get angry. Positive only. Well, I think the scoreboard is a little ahead of us tonight, folks, because it looks like he makes the second. And he does. So 1-0 Heat lead. Positive only today. We're changing up the vibes. I'm usually negative Nick. Not the case tonight. Norman Powell guarding Ochai Agbaji on the right wing. He swings it to Sandro. Sandro can shoot it. You got to be ready. Quickly now somehow got the switch onto Ware. Top of the key. Drives, kicks to Sandro for 3, and it's good. The Heat's 3-point defense, it's been an issue lately, and on the first possession of the game for Toronto, they get a 3. Wiggins, guarded by Brandon Ingram, attacks him inside, kicks out to Adebayo, corner 3 for Bam, comes up short. Rebound Toronto, Ingram directing traffic. Now hands it off to Quickley for a 3. That's too strong. Long rebound, grabbed by the Raptors, swung to the corner, Brandon Ingram wide open. And he buries a triple. And just like that, 2 threes already for the Raptors. Heat down 6-1. Davion Mitchell being defended by Scottie Barnes. Interesting decision there by Toronto. It swung around to Powell. He's open for 3. No good. That's got to be a foul inside. It is. Kel'el Ware drew an offensive foul there. Ware was being grabbed by Agbaji on the board. So Miami will get it side out. 14 on the shot clock. What did I say in the open? Heat got to have better performances from Bam and Norman Powell. They both missed their first shot. Fresh 14 for Miami. Powell being grabbed by Agbaji. A lot of contact. Now Bam attacking. Bam double team. Back out to Davion Mitchell. He'll line up a 3. No good. Andrew Wiggins on the glass. No. Where? Third chance for Miami. Put back slam. Attacking the glass early. 2 offensive boards already for Miami. I like that. Now Sandro just drove right by Kel'el Ware, missed the layup, but no one boxes out, and Agbaji gets an offensive putback. Got to be better on the dribble drive defense, and we got to be better on the defensive glass. Already allowed 2 offensive rebounds in the game. Davion Mitchell driving on Quickley. Finds Ware cutting. Ware's layup no good. Rebound Toronto. And Scottie Barnes will bring it up. Sandro inside on the block, backing down on Ware. Kicks it out to Agbaji for a three, and he connects. 3 threes for Toronto. And the three-point defense for Miami, which has been an issue in the last 3 weeks, continues to be an issue tonight. Toronto's 3 of 4. Handoff Powell. Powell driving. Lefty layup, no good. He's still struggling. Well, the positive vibes might not last as long as I was hoping tonight. Sandro over to Ingram. Now Brandon Ingram calls for a screen. He gets it. Double team. Swings it to Scottie Barnes. One more to the corner for Agbaji. Back to Barnes. He lines up a three. And finally, the Toronto misses. Powell pick and roll with Bam. Bam gets it in the mid-post. Comes up short on that jumper. The same exact struggles that we've had over the last 2 weeks are rearing their ugly head. But a good defensive play by Powell. He strips Scottie Barnes. Powell the other way. Backing down on Immanuel Quickley. Now takes a bad step back too. That is not the shot, Norman Powell. And then the Heat don't get back in transition. But Agbaji misses the layup. What a lucky break there for Miami. The Heat are 1 of 9 from the field early in this game. Only made shot was a putback dunk. Wiggins tries a three. No. Offensive rebound, Ware. He gets it to Powell. His three-pointer. My goodness. It is Brick City. Quickley now drives the other way. Gets inside. Drop off Barnes. Back out to Sandro. His three-pointer. No good. Bam gets the rebound. He pushes up the left side. Davion Mitchell. Two-man game with Bam. Mitchell lobbing. And there's a foul on the floor by Immanuel Quickley, shoving Bam on the ground. I mean, my goodness. It is a struggle right now for the Heat. 1 of 11 from the field. Absolutely brutal so far for the Heat offensively. 16 on the shot clock as Ware inbounds it to Adebayo. Wiggins now in the corner, driving on Brandon Ingram. Mid-range fadeaway, no good. My goodness. I chose to try to be as positive as possible on maybe the worst start to a game Miami's had all season. Don't I just know how to pick them, folks? Quickly inside, fouled and one. Davion Mitchell commits the foul. My God, this game might be over before it even starts. I mean, I don't know if that was a foul. That was Immanuel Quickley just flipping his head and saying, oh, I got hit on the hip. I mean, that's just ridiculous, soft basketball. But officials fell for it. Quickley makes the three-point play, and the Heat are down 11 early. I need someone to step up here offensively. Davion Mitchell driving, he gets stripped and turns it over. So that's not going to happen. Go to the bench, Spo. This team stinks, dude. And then the Heat don't get back. Ware just gets beat right to the rim by Scottie Barnes. Don't get back on defense. Nothing's going well. No one's playing well. Not one person. Down 16-3. My God, this is disgusting. God, this is disgusting. If you didn't watch our video that we put out yesterday, I would advise you to watch it some point soon, because I talked about how Kel'el Ware was rising and playing really well over the last 3 games, but I also outlined how the starting lineup of Davion Mitchell, Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins, Kel'el Ware, and Bam Adebayo have been horrible all year long. I'm going to pull up the stats here. Give me a second. Let me get to my notes from yesterday's show. This Heat starting five that we're seeing today, by the way, offensive rating of 114.1, defensive rating of 117.6. So negative 3.5 rating for the starting five. But you look at their defensive metrics, they're a horrible defensive team. They allow opponents to shoot 39.6% from three, a true shooting percentage of 58.8%, while the offense has a 15.6 turnover percentage and a 56.2% true shooting percentage. So they're getting outshot. But how about this difference, guys? Mitchell, Bam, Ware, Powell, and Wiggins. We just talked about their offensive rating. If you take Wiggins out of that lineup and you go with Mitchell, Bam, Ware, and Powell, that four-man lineup with whoever you want to put as that fifth guy other than Andrew Wiggins, 136.8 defensive or offensive rating and an 87.9 defensive rating. It is a plus 48.9. Andrew Wiggins is killing Miami. Specifically, if you put in Jaime Jaquez. So Davion, Powell, Bam, Ware, and Jaquez. Offensive rating of 142.9. Defensive rating of 106.3. Net rating of 36.6. Andrew Wiggins, I don't want to put all of the blame on him, but all of the analytics and advanced numbers suggest he is the sole reason why that lineup for Miami is a negative unit and they struggle so much. Because Mitchell, Bam, Ware, and Powell without Andrew Wiggins is as positive as a unit as you can find. But we continue to play Andrew Wiggins with those other four. We're back here in the first quarter. Bam Adebayo takes a seat. Jaime Jaquez Jr. in. Davion Mitchell swings it over to Wiggins. One more to Jaquez. Jaquez in the corner. 4 on the shot clock. He drives, takes a bump from Scottie Barnes, and hits the fadeaway jumper. At least Jaime Jaquez Jr. comes in and makes something happen off the bench. Only player to do anything offensively today. 5 on the shot clock. He takes Scottie off the dribble and gets to his spot and hits a jumper. Now he defends Brandon Ingram on the other side. Ingram, fall-away shot from 15. No good. Rebound grab by Norman Powell. Jaquez gets a bucket, a stop on his first possession on each side. There you go, Jaime. That's how you play ball, kid. Now Davion attacks. Up and under. He swings it out to Powell. 12 on the shot clock. Powell calls for a screen. Swings it around the horn. It's Wiggins. Wiggins with a floater. He gets it to go. Back-to-back scores for Miami as they get it back to a 9-point game. Scottie Barnes now attacks Jaquez, discards him, gets to his left hand, misses inside. Powell with the board. Jaquez making things happen early. Heat in transition. Wiggins driving on Ingram. Kicks it out to Kel'el Ware. His right wing three. No good. But the energy level for Miami certainly uptick after the timeout. Heat 0 of 6 from 3 to start this one. Toronto 3 of 6. That's the difference in the game. It's a 9-point game. Ingram drives on Wiggins. Kicks it out to Agbaji. Nowhere to go for Toronto offensively here. 4 on the shot clock. They dump it into Scottie Barnes. That's got to be a jump ball. Jump ball. Great job by Norman Powell defensively to tie up Scottie Barnes. It'll be a jump between those two, but there's only 0.8 seconds on the shot clock, so even if Toronto wins the tip, they will unlikely get off a good shot. Tip is won by Toronto, and that's got to be a shot clock violation. It is. Didn't get off a shot. If you haven't already, hit that like button. 287 people in the building, only 63 likes. Let's get to 100. Come on. Let's get to 100 likes. Scottie Barnes takes a seat for Toronto. Collin Murray-Boyles, the rookie out of South Carolina, subs in. Jaquez being guarded by Murray-Boyles. He's an excellent defender. Jaquez gets a switch, kicks it to Wiggins. Bad pass. Norman Powell picks up a loose ball. Powell driving, floater, good. Tough possession there by Miami, but Powell bails them out. And the Heat on a little bit of a run here, now just down by 7. 6-0 run here for Miami over the last couple minutes. Brandon Ingram gets a screen, finds Murray-Boyles, kicks it out to Agbaji for 3. Air ball right to Murray-Boyles. He kicks it back out to Ingram for 3. No. Another offensive rebound by Murray-Boyles. Ingram put back. No. Rebound finally grabbed by Miami. Can we box out, fellas? They already have 5 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. And then Jaquez throws it away. And now the Raptors have a 5-on-2. Sandro to the rim. Drops it off to Agbaji, who gets stuffed by the rim, but no one hustles back. And then it's another offensive rebound and putback. Ware, Wiggins, and Jaquez, get back on defense. Excuse me, it was Powell, not Jaquez. Jaquez was back on defense. But Jaquez answers with a bank shot. Just the laziness from Wiggins, Ware, and Powell there was unacceptable. They get back on defense. They don't get an easy layup because Agbaji smoked the dump. Sandro, right wing, guarded by Ware. Over to Immanuel Quickley. 5 on the shot clock. Calls for a screen. Now drives. Stripped. Goal goes out of bounds. It will stay with Toronto. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Substitutions for Miami. Ware out. Powell out. Davion out. Bam back in. Dru Smith in. Jakucionis in. Fontecchio in. So almost a clean sweep because Wiggins went to the bench as well. Ingram, contested 3. No good. Rebound, Dru Smith. Good defense there by the rookie Jakucionis, excuse me. He now has it. He drives inside and kicks it back out to Jaime. Gets it back. And they swing it to Dru Smith, who's fouled by Jamal Shed with 3:19 to go here in the first quarter. Yeah, Jaquez has certainly been the best player for Miami today. No question about that. 4 points. He's been active defensively. He's a super sub for a reason. Really bringing the energy off that bench for Eric Spoelstra tonight. I don't know if Jaime's the leader in the clubhouse for 6th man of the year anymore, but he's certainly still top 5. He's still been one of the best players on the league off the bench regardless. Substitution here. Jacoby Walter, 2nd-year man out of Baylor, checking in. So is Grady Dick off the bench. So both teams have their reserves on the floor with one starter, that being Bam and Scottie Barnes, respectively. Bam double-teamed, and he turns it over. I mean, Jesus, Bam, can we play any worse, dude? But good defense by Miami in transition. They get the steal. Fontecchio hustling back. There we go. Bam, over to Fontecchio for 3. Oh, my goodness, he airballed it. Dude, he has been so bad lately. Heat with another steal. Dru Smith, loose ball. Heat in transition. Jaquez to the rack. Puts it home. Timeout, Toronto. Very sloppy each way, but Jaquez off the bench with 6 first-quarter points, and Miami draws within 5 after getting down 11 early in this first quarter. 18-13, Toronto leads. Second time out of the period. We're going to tell you about our sponsor on today's show. That is Prize Picks. Today's Heat Stream is brought to you by Prize Picks. It's the holiday season, which means the best holiday promotion is back. 7 days of Picksmas. Prize Picks is giving out 7 days of deals all the way through Christmas Day, including a Christmas Day max discount. Started on the 20th, so download the app today and unwrap those deals. You got basketball matchups, playoff pushes, bowl games all at once, and it feels good to be right on Prize Picks. New feature alert, early payouts. If your lineup's off to a hot start, you may now have to wait until the game ends. You can get those winnings before the game even finishes. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in. My entry for today's game, Bam's been struggling. I'm going less on his 18.5 point total, going more on Grady Dick 3-pointers made. I think he makes 2 today, and I'm going more than Kel'el Ware rebounds. This is my most confident one. No Jakob today. Not a lot of size in Toronto. I think Kel'el Ware gets more than 12.5 rebounds. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. We got 300 people in the chat. Hit that sub button if you haven't already. We just crossed 26.3K subscribers, on the road to 27K subscribers. Join the channel for daily Heat content. We go live as much as possible. The NFL season only has a couple weeks remaining, which means we are going to be able to ramp up our coverage of Heat basketball in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'm excited for it. Hopefully you guys are as well, so join the channel. I do owe another shot because we did get a third $10 super chat. So I'm going to be all clear in shots. Unfortunately, I didn't do a good job of doing the push-ups, so we'll have to do those at the end of the first quarter. But salute. This one was for Eric Flitas. Hopefully I said that right. Hopefully I said that right. All right. Heat after trailing 16-3 on a good little run here. A 10-2 run for Miami to pull within 5. Now let's keep our pedal to the metal here, folks. Jaime Jaquez Jr. has been the best player for Miami today. Ever since he checked in, it has been a different ball game. So everyone should be thanking Jaime Jaquez Jr. He put out a little bit of a press on out of the timeout. Jakucionis defending Jamal Shead. I love what Jakucionis has showed me defensively in this first couple game stretch that he's playing. Heat fall back to his zone. We have a missed 3 there by the Raptors. Offensive rebound Toronto, but they throw it away. Heat have numbers. 5-on-4. Dru Smith, wide open 3. Kaboom! First 3 of the day for Miami. It's a 16-2 run in Miami, or 13-2 run, excuse me, and Miami's within 2. Defense to offense. And then Dru Smith almost gets another steal, and then Jakucionis fouls Jamal Shead, diving for the loose ball, but the active hands of Miami's second unit tonight, Jaquez, Simone, Dru Smith, all making defensive plays to allow Miami to get out in transition and generate early and easy offensive looks. Heat down 2 with 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Second unit has been huge for Miami tonight so far. Jamal Shead lines up a 3, too strong, and bam, Sky's in for the board. He outlets to Jakucionis. Now Jaquez on the left side, guarded by Grady Dick. That's a matchup I like. Jaime drives, kicks. Jakucionis pump fakes. He drives, kicks back to Jaime. Now Dru Smith in the corner. Kicks it out to Jaquez, and the Heat reset. Jaquez driving on Grady Dick. Step back 2. Has Grady Dick on the deck, but couldn't hit it. Oh, would have been a highlight for Jaquez. Sold a clip. Now quickly the other way, back in. Good defense by Fontecchio. Oh, he's going to be called for a foul. I don't know if I agree with that one. I don't know if I agree with that one. But either way, it'll be side out for Toronto. They are in the bonus the rest of the quarter. So is Miami. Scottie Barnes, fade away in the mid-post. No good. A late foul. Oh, that is some... Ooh. Gonna try to remain calm today. It's the Christmas, it's the holiday time. I shouldn't be yelling and swearing at officials. I do that way too much, but that is a very bad call. Let's just call it that. I think they call it on Jakucionis from behind, pushing him. That's just ridiculous. So Scottie Barnes at the line for 2. Second foul on Jakucionis. Scottie Barnes makes the first free throw. I can't believe they called that a foul. That's ridiculous. Scottie Barnes misses the second. Ball don't lie. BDL's in the chat. Heat down 3. Fontecchio driving, and what is he doing? Oh my goodness, he has been bad. Just threw it right out of bounds. 4th turnover of the quarter for Miami. Heat still in that zone defense. It's given Toronto some fits here in the first quarter, but both teams have been struggling offensively. Ja'Kobe Walter inside. They get on that second line defense. What just happened here? Now what are they calling? What's the whistle? Why are we stopping play? I don't know what that was all about, but Heat back down by 5. Under a minute to go here in the opening 12. Fontecchio curling. Turnover. Can't tell if that was him dropping it or was a bad Jaquez pass. Raptors in transition. Can't make the 3. Rebound Jakucionis. Heat in transition. Bam Adebayo inside. Missed the layup. Are you kidding me, dude? How can I defend you anymore when you're doing that shit? Quickly in transition. No. Rebound. Bam. And there's a 3-second differential shot clock and game clock. Heat down 5. What an abysmal first quarter offensively for the Heat. Jaquez is the only one really generating anything consistently. He now has it. Driving on Ja'Kobe Walter. Turns around. Out to Dru Smith. He'll try a 3. Too strong. Rebound Toronto. But they throw it away. And the Heat will have an opportunity with 1 second to go. Exactly 1 second left in the first quarter. Chance for Miami to get off a shot. Scottie Barnes threw it away. That's his 3rd turnover of the first quarter. Jaquez to inbound. They get it to Jakucionis. Jakucionis turns and fires. Oh! Hit backboard, but no good. That's the end of quarter 1. A disgusting, disgusting first quarter offensively for both teams. I mean, you look at some of these first quarter stats. Both teams are shooting worse than 33%. I mean, that's what Toronto's shooting. Miami's shooting a little bit worse. After starting 3 of 4 from 3, Toronto's missed their last 9 3-point attempts. Both teams have 5 turnovers. It's just a disgusting, disgusting display of offense by both teams. But if you're Miami, allowing 6 first quarter offensive rebounds, that just ain't going to fly. Rebounding's got to be a little bit better in this game. And you should not be getting out rebounded by a team, by the way, that doesn't have a center tonight. Jakob out with an injury. Their biggest guy on their team that plays is Sandro, who's 6'9". Scottie Barnes, 6'9". Brandon Ingram, 6'9". No one taller than 6'8", 6'9" for the Raptors tonight with Jakob out. There's just no reason why you should be getting beat on the glass. That is because of lack of effort. Need you to rebound better tonight, Miami. Wake up. Now, after the first 4 minutes, that last 8 minutes of the quarter, very much better. But need better effort on both sides. Both sides. All right, I owe 20 push-ups. We'll knock out 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Continue to knock them out through the course of the game. Remember, if you wonder why we are doing those push-ups, Super Chat menu on today's stream. Christmas edition, so we're cutting it in half. $5 gets you a raffle ticket. $10 instead of just push-ups. I'm doing push-ups. You get into the Heat Report Hall of Fame, and we're doing a shot of tequila. So Christmas edition, $10 gets you push-ups, raffle tickets, and shots. Shout out to Wasim Khan. Just got to write down these raffle tickets before I forget. Team Khan, Team Revis. And then we also have Eric. Eric Lee Toss. All right, about to get into the action in the second quarter. Hopefully Miami plays much better than the first quarter. That is for sure. Down 21-16. It's an ugly sight. An ugly sight. Oh, Sam Lockter in the building. Sam, how you doing, my friend? Haven't seen you in a while. Merry Christmas. Immanuel Quickley, corner 3 out of the break. No good. Rebound, bam. That's how you box out. Jamison Battle in the game. Former A10. Jakucionis, baseline drive, kicks out to Fontecchio, open look. Simone, come on, brother. Offensive rebound, Bam. Finds Dru Smith. There we go. There's better effort on the glass. Fontecchio, you got to make that, bro. Heat the other way. Give up a dunk to Scottie Barnes in the pick and roll. Scottie Barnes with 5 points in the game, and the Heat back down by 5. Jakucionis operating the offense, gets a screen by Adebayo, driving, picks up his dribble, kicks it out to Jaime, gets it back. Jakucionis, drive, kick, Dru Smith. Why did he passed up an open 3? Now Dru works inside and gets the and one. Dru Smith making things happen. Much better offensive start for the guard off the bench. Now I thought it was a mistake passing up the 3, and I'll probably continue to say it was a bad decision with 8 on the shot clock to pass up that look because he could have got a relatively clean look off from the corner, but he waited and then drove and drew the contact. He makes the 3-point play. Yeah, that's me, Loctera. That's me. Bold, controversial takes. Grady Dick right down the pipeline just blew a tire and misses the layup. Heat running in transition. They lob it into Bam, who is fouled inside. I think they're calling it on Scottie. I think it's going to be a foul on the floor, so side out for Miami with 18 on the shot clock. I don't know who they called the foul on. It's either Scottie Barnes or Immanuel Quickley, but either way, Adebayo drawing one inside. Dru Smith inbounds it to Jakucionis. I've liked his poise here early. Now works in a pick and roll with Bam. Jakucionis out to Fontecchio, reverses it. Simone driving and turns it over. What is he doing? Fontecchio has been absolutely horrendous tonight. He's been bad for a while now, but this might be the worst of it all. Grady Dick lines up a 3, no good. Great board in traffic by Bam. Outlets it to Dru Smith. Smith across the court to Jakucionis. Jakucionis, not smart, picks up his dribble, finds Jaquez, swung to Fontecchio. Simone drives inside, absorbs contact, misses, gets his own offensive rebound, and puts it up and in. And the Heat are tied. Somehow, some way, they have fought back from a 13-point first quarter deficit to tie the game up at 23. And then Bam with a steal. Heat in transition. Fontecchio lobbing for Bam! It and one! Poster slam! Adebayo! I'll sign it for you! On top of Immanuel Quickley! Timeout Toronto! The steal leading to a 2-1 fast break, and we got a Christmas special for Immanuel Quickley. What a sequence for Miami. Toronto needs a timeout. Spam those fireball emojis. What a sequence. Defense to offense. It's what's been the name of the game for Miami. When they play well, it's because they defend and then get out in transition. Gonna need that to continue. Shout out to Melvin, Thousand Eyes, Slaying Cat, Team Revis, Amber Stone. All spamming those fireball emojis, getting it hot in the chat. I absolutely love it. I also missed a $10 super chat from my guy Anointed. Rolly, just seen y'all. I've been getting my exams done today. Ain't going to be up too much longer. Worn out. Sending love. Appreciate the prayer and support. And as always, let's go Heat. Prayers up Anointed to you as always. If you're still watching, have a good Christmas. Have a good holidays. Still hoping and praying that you feel better, my friend. But appreciate you for the support as always. You get into the Hall of Fame again. Anointed. That's another shot, another 10 push-ups. We're going to do the push-ups here because now we're back to 20 owed push-ups, and let's cut it down to 10 before we get back into action here in the second quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're back relatively square. We owe one more shot and another 10 push-ups. But man, after a real bad start, I mean, the Heat were down 16-3. So over the last 10 minutes, the Heat have been on a 22-7 run. It's been a slow comeback and a slow grind, but it's certainly been better for Miami as of late. We got over 300 people watching, 311 people to be exact. Come on, boys. We need to get to 100 likes during this timeout. We're at 89. Can we just get 11 likes during the timeout? And let's get to 100 likes. Come on. Want the Heat to win, hit the thumbs up button. Once we get to 100 likes, I'll put the on-the-court graphic back on screen. Out of the timeout we go. Bam at the line. He's 1 of 2 at the charity stripe tonight. Trying to convert the three-point play, and he doesn't. I mean, he is just in his own head, I think, shooting the basketball. Heat on a 7-0 run. Miami up 2. Make the free throws, dude. Quickly, top of the key, over to Brandon Ingram. Jaquez defending. Brandon Ingram up and under move, but blocked! But the ball blocked right to Collin Murray-Boyles, who flips it up and in and ties the game. 5 legs away from 100. Come on. Let's get there. Jakucionis now over to Jaquez at the top of the key. Jaime driving on Ja'Kobe Walter, kicking. Bam, corner 3. Dude, this is getting bad. This is getting ugly. Heater 1 of 12 from beyond the arc tonight. Jaquez defending Brandon Ingram. He's working. Oh, great in and out dribble. Kicks to the corner for Ja'Kobe Walter. His 3 comes up short. Another offensive rebound. Back out to Ingram. His 3. No. He get the board this time. Look to go back in front. Fontecchio brings it up. It swung to Jaquez in the corner. Jaime driving on Brandon Ingram. Spinning. Pretty move. And he misses the right hook shot. $1 million move with a 10-cent finish. Boy, this game, first one to 80 wins, feels like the 70s. Jamison Battle lines up a corner 3, and he knocks it home. The lefty, he can shoot it. Bam sets Jaquez a screen. It's reversed to Fontecchio. He misses the 3, but he was fouled. Ja'Kobe Walter got into the landing space of Fontecchio, and it will be 3 free throws for the Italian. And they might review this for a potential flagrant. Remember, if the shooter does not get a space to land, his left foot does come down on the outside of Ja'Kobe Walter's foot. I do not think that was intentional, and I do not think it was egregious. So I believe it will just be 3 free throws for Miami. But if they upgrade this foul call, it will be 3 free throws in the ball. We did cross 100 likes. Appreciate everybody for hitting that thumbs up icon. So back to the on-the-court graphic we go. If you're just joining us tonight, Heat looking to end a 2-game skid. Lost on Friday to Boston. Lost on Sunday to the Knicks. They've lost 7 of their last 8 games. They've gone from 14-7 to 15-14. Got a 3-game stretch this week starting tonight against Toronto at home, Atlanta on the road on Friday, and then back at home against Indiana on Saturday. They just reviewed the play. No upgrade to a flagrant, so it's going to be just 3 free throws for Fontecchio. Heat 1 of 3 at the line tonight. All 3 free throws have been taken by Bam Adebayo. Fontecchio with a chance to even this one up. He's been horrific tonight, so hopefully he can just knock down those free throws and make this game even once again. Both of these teams started the year 14-7, 15-7. Miami 1-7 in their last 8. How about Toronto in their last 8 games? They're 2-6. So both teams really struggling over their last 8 games. They were both in the top 4 of the East, now closer to the play-in. It's been ugly. Fontecchio's first free throw, good. I hear Coop, a couple studios over, he does the Mavericks channel. Apparently the Mavericks are playing good because he's doing a lot of exciting yelling over there. First 2 free throws by Simone, good, so chance to even the game up here. And he does. So now it's 28-all. Jakucionis with 2 fouls, pressing Jamal Shead full court. Love his intensity on the defensive end. Brandon Ingram gets the switch. Bam defending. Ingram directing traffic. Now calls for a screen. Jamal Shead just pushes Jakucionis. That's going to be an offensive foul. The rookie draws an offensive call. And it's going back to Miami. And how about this, folks? The Heat are in the bonus now for the rest of the quarter. There's 7.5 minutes to play. Opportunity for Miami to attack the rim, and generate easy looks at the line. Davion Mitchell and Andrew Wiggins back in. Same with Powell. So it's going to be those 3 with Bam and Jakucionis. Davion Mitchell just dribbles it off his own foot. Turnover. Turnovers have been few and far, or a lot tonight. And then the Raptors almost turn it over, but it goes off Miami. I mean, this has been some sloppy ball from both teams. 8 turnovers for Toronto, 7 for Miami. Jamison battle over to Ingram. Ingram turn away, fall away, air ball. What defense by Wiggins? Ball batted around, but Wiggins, what are you doing, dude? Wiggins going to the offensive end. We didn't get the rebound yet, Wiggins. The ball would have went right to him if he didn't start running to the offensive end. Why are you going on offense? We didn't get the board yet. Powell hits the deck. And this is going to be a jump ball or a timeout called. I mean, Wiggins has been pissing me off beyond belief. Great defensive play forcing the air ball, but the ball gets tipped right to where Wiggins was, and the Raptors get the ball because he left the spot. Just so infuriating. Kel'el Ware checks back in. Bam takes a seat. I mean, Wiggins, what are you doing? It's a jump ball, Collin Murray-Boyles and Norman Powell. Shocker, turnover Miami again because Murray-Boyles wins the jump. Brandon Ingram working on Wiggins. Pump fake. Good defense there by Wiggs. Forces a kick out. Now Sandro. He turns it over inside. Errant pass. Here comes Miami. Powell in transition. It's a deep 2. It's good. It's a bad shot selection by Powell, but he made it. He's got 4 points on 2 of 6 shooting. And we're back even at 30. Jamal Shead drives by Jakucionis. That's not good defense there by the rookie. And it's an easy lob for Collin Murray-Boyles. And then Norman Powell just drops the ball out of bounds. What? And it doesn't go out of bounds stolen. What is Norman Powell doing? Him and Bam have been horrible. Collin Murray-Boyles the other way with an easy layup because the Heat didn't get back and there was a mismatch. They're just so sloppy tonight. Jakucionis driving, spinning, kicks it back out to Davion. He gets downhill. Lefty layup. Too strong. And here comes the Toronto Raptors. Both teams shooting under 40%. Jamal Shead, pick and pop. Sandro finds a cutting Jamison battle. I am not trying to be a negative guy here, guys, but what are we doing defensively? What are we doing? Just easy looks, lazy rotations, not keeping anyone in front of us, bad pick and roll defense. What are we doing? Horrible, horrible stretch there for that unit. Kaz, Wiggins, Powell, Mitchell, and Ware. Horrible 2-minute stretch there. Horrible. Second time out of the second quarter tells us it's time to tell you about our sponsor. Today's Heat Stream is brought to you by Prize Picks. It's the holiday season, which means the best holiday promotion is back. 7 days of Picksmas. Prize Picks is giving out 7 days of deals all the way through Christmas Day, including a Christmas Day max discount. Started on the 20th, so download the app today and unwrap those deals. You got basketball matchups, playoff pushes, bowl games all at once, and it feels good to be right on Prize Picks. New feature alert, early payouts. If your lineup's off to a hot start, you may now have to wait until the game ends. You can get those winnings before the game even finishes. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in. My entry for today's game, Bam's been struggling. I'm going less on his 18.5 point total, going more on Grady Dick 3-pointers made. I think he makes 2 today, and I'm going more than Kel'el Ware rebounds. This is my most confident one. No Jakob today. Not a lot of size in Toronto. I think Kel'el Ware gets more than 12.5 rebounds. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. I mean, we appreciate Prize Picks, but we need to address how bad the Heat's three-point shooting has been. With Powell and Fontecchio struggling from beyond the arc, we have been a bad three-point shooting team over the last 3 weeks, and it's on display again. 1 of 12 from the field. That just is unacceptable. And what we've also struggled with is our three-point shooting, or three-point defense, excuse me. We're 4 of 18. Now that's good today, but we need it to be continuously good. I also need this unit on the floor to show some more effort defensively, because that was a bad 2-minute stretch. And Jaquez is back in. Jakucionis takes a seat. Not a strong stint for Kaz today. Ware pick and roll inside, misses the layup. And then misses his putback, still fighting for it, gets another offensive rebound. Out to Powell. He gets it to Jaquez. Out to Davion. His three-pointer. No. Yikes. Missed layups, missed open threes. This Heat team just can't put the ball in the basket. What is Jamal Shead doing? Now he gets it over to Sandra. That was a horrible pass. Brandon Ingram, pick and roll. Now they find the baseline cutter, which is whipped around out of bounds. So the Raptors continuously playing sloppy. I mean, nobody can score today. Kel'el Ware is 1 of 5. Powell 2 of 6. Wiggins 1 of 4. Davion 0 of 3. Bam, I don't even know what it is. It's not good. The only one that's consistently put the ball in the basket today is Jaquez. Everyone else shooting below 40%, I think. Wiggins driving on Brandon Ingram. Euro step, layup. There you go, Wiggs. I like that attack. Sandro gets Ware jumping, and then he gets inside but misses the layup. Got lucky there. Stay on your feet defensively, please. I always say that. No need to jump and contest. You're 7. You got a 7'4" wingspan. Stay on your feet. Powell step back 3. He was fouled. Norman Powell heading the line for 3. He's top 5 in the NBA and fouls drawn on 3-point attempts, and he adds another one to the total. Did he get hit on the forearm? I didn't even see. Can I see a different angle? No, the Raptors don't seem like they're going to challenge. So 3 free throws for Norman. Makes the first. What's up, Mr. Gio? How you doing? Hopefully you're having a good holiday season. Norman Powell made the first, makes the second. Chance to pull with Miami within 1 if he makes the third. Is Terry ever returning? Absolutely not. Even if he were to somehow magically get cleared of all wrongdoing, he wouldn't step foot on the floor for Miami one time. What are we reviewing here? Oh, I think they reviewed to see if Norman Powell's foot was on the line. It was not, so we will be getting a third free throw. And Powell makes it. So he goes 3 of 3 that trip, and the Heat are within 1, 36-35. Immanuel Quickley crosses the timeline. 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Very low scoring. Pick and roll with Scottie Barnes. Quickley kicks it to the corner. Gets it back. Drives on Jaquez. Good help there by Wiggins. It's reset to Ingram. Contested 3. That was an excellent defensive possession. Powell cleans up the board. Heat with a chance to take the lead. Powell, right wing 3. No, that's a bad shot. That is just a bad shot. Now the Raptors in transition. Immanuel Quickley to the rim. Tries to draw a foul. What'd they call here? Did they just call that? Oh my God. How is that called? I didn't know Immanuel Quickley had a superstar whistle where he can just run into people, flip his head back, and then get a foul. He is such a loser. I have not, after watching Immanuel Quickley, might be top 5 least favorite players in the NBA. Does he do anything of skill, or is he just going to drive and just take a little bump and go, Fucking loser behavior right there, man. Quickley made the first free throw. Makes the second. Heat come the other way. Wiggins attacking, double team, kicks it over to Jaquez. Swung to Davion Mitchell. Catch and shoot 3. There you go, Davion. You know why that one went in? Because he got square, and you could tell he shot it more with his legs. Second made 3 of the night for Miami. They're 2 of 15, and we're tied up at 38. Ingram, drive, kick, Quickley, floater, good. Can't get beat off the dribble. Puts your defense in rotation like that. Come on. Quickley with 9 points in the game. Jaquez driving to the rim. Hanging on the Euro step. Comes up short. Under 3 to go. Toronto with a 2-point lead. Brandon Ingram calling for a screen. Gets the screen. Pick and pop with Sandro. His 3-pointer. Good. They just do the same thing. They just target Kel'el in the pick and roll. That's his biggest area of growth needed. He lines up a 3 looking for a response. Well, if you're going to give up a 3, better make a 3 on the other end, which he does. Back within 2. That's where he needs to grow the most. His defensive positioning in the pick and roll is so bad. We got an issue with the clock or something? What's going on here? Stop and play. Back-to-back possessions with a made 3 for Miami. I don't know why they stopped the clock and stopped the game for a brief second, but I think we're about to get started back again. Sandro facing up on Ware. They dump it into Scottie Barnes. Barnes turning around and 1, Jaquez. Jaquez commits the foul. Scottie Barnes is too big and too physical for Jaquez. Jaquez is good, but 6'6" to Scottie Barnes, 6'9". Barnes has got more strength to him. It's a bad matchup inside for Jaime, especially if they post up Scottie. Free throw made, 46-41. Bam back in for Ware. Jaquez driving on Scottie Barnes. Offensive foul, turnover on Jaquez. What a bad sequence there from Jaime, man. And one, and then gets a turnover on the other end because he lifts up his arm and hits Scottie Barnes in the face. Come on, dude. Both Miami and Toronto have 10 turnovers in the game. Heat trailing by 5. Under 2 to go. Scottie Barnes over to Brandon Ingram. He pump fakes, drives on Wiggins. Gets to the free throw line, turnaround jumper, good. He can do that anytime he wants. Special mid-range player. Heat down 7. Wiggins driving baseline. Loses the handle and resets it out to Norman Powell. Powell driving an Agbaji. Gets inside, but is blocked by Ochai Agbaji. Brandon Ingram driving. Kicks out to Agbaji. Agbaji now resets. Over to Brandon Ingram. Ingram to Scottie Barnes. Quick double for Miami. A great double to Quickley. 5 on the shot clock. Miami's defense resets. Quickley, 2, 1, fires. No. Rebound. Bam. That was unbelievable defense right there by Miami. Davion Mitchell drives, kicks, Jaquez, baseline. Swings it to Powell. Now to Wiggins in the corner. Wiggins, jab step 3. Bottoms. Tough shot. Andrew Wiggins. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Miami. Quickley in the pick and roll with Barnes. Quickley swings it to Agbaji. Agbaji drive, kick, Sandro, right wing 3. Good. I mean, I can't even say that was that bad a defense. Wiggins was right there contesting. That's just good offense. Shot clock and game clock basically equal, so this is final possession of the half. The Heat down 51-44. Mitchell gets a screen with Bam. 7 to go. Mitchell gets rescreened. Mitchell finds a cutting Jaquez. Out to Wiggins. Wiggins at the buzzer. Can't get it to go. And that's how the half ends. Yikes, man. Bad offense for Miami in that first half. Lowest scoring first half of the season for Miami with 44 points. Grade the Heat's performance so far, A, B, C, D, or F. I see D-. I see D-. I think I would agree with a D-. I wouldn't call it a fouling grade because Miami's defense, for the most part in this game, has been really good. It's just their offense has been absolutely atrocious. D from Slaying Cat, XRP saying C. Michael says, shout me out. I've been watching you for years. Shout out to you, Michael Larkin. C- from Bryles. D- from Kane Angel. C- from XRP. Pineapple, F offense, B+ defense. I actually would say it's A-. I put the defense in the A's tonight. There's been a couple laps in judgments, and we've had some offensive rebounds given up, which has been frustrating, but you're forcing 9 turnovers. You have also forced Toronto to shoot under 40 or around 40% from the field, under 30% from three. I think for the most part tonight, Miami's defense has been really, really good. Just the 9 offensive rebounds isn't ideal. See a couple Fs. It's been up and down. It's Jordan is spamming. Wiggins is the third option, not Bam. I don't know if this is in a conversation that's going in the chat, but please do not spam that anymore. I don't want to have to put you in timeout. Please stop spamming it. Giving you one more warning. Or I'm going to have to put you in a 2-minute timeout. We'll look at some individual first half stats here in a second. Just want to make sure this guy stops spamming before I don't look at the chat here for a second. Yep, he's continuing to go. I mean, I gave you all the opportunities in the world, dude. You're getting a timeout. Five-minute timeout. Put in the box for 5. Put in the box for 5. All right, let's look at some first half stats for Miami. It's been ugly all around. Davion Mitchell really struggling tonight. Made a 3 there late in the second quarter, but he's been pretty brutal offensively. Couple fouls as well. Would like to see Davion play a little bit better. I'm going to say that for everybody, so I'm not even going to mention that. Norman Powell really struggling offensively tonight. 0 of 3 from 3, 2 of 8 from the field, only 7 points. I said this in our pregame, man. The reason why Miami has not been winning games is because their 2 best players have been playing bad. And when your 2 best players on the floor can't shoot efficiently, and specifically Norman Powell can't defend, you're going to be in a bad spot. And if Norman's going to put up these type of numbers, we're going to lose a lot of games. It's just the truth of the matter. Kasparas in his first half stint, I don't think was that good. Only took 1 shot. But that 1 shot was a fall away 3 at the end of the first quarter. So I don't really think that he's really 0 for 0 shooting the ball, if we're going to be honest. But I don't think he had a really good stint there, if you're asking me. Dru Smith, your leading scorer, 8 points. If Dru Smith is your leading scorer, as Mr. Gio notes in the live chat, with a super chat we'll get to here in a second, what a bad omen that would be. It's just not ideal. Andrew Wiggins was 7 first half points. Had a nice 3 there at the end of the half, but had an opportunity to make another one and missed it at the end of the buzzer. Wiggins has been very up and down. Like I'm out on Wiggins. I am. I'm sorry. I know I tried to be positive today, but the truth is, I just can't. I can't deal with him. He's so inconsistent, and to me, it feels like he is leaning more bad offense than good. Like he's having more bad nights than good nights at this point. If it was 50-50, it's a different story. But I think it's a 60-40 bad to good Wiggins. And that's an issue. That's an issue. Simone Fontecchio had 5 points, 2 turnovers. Oh, dude. Simone just needs to figure it out, man. He was awesome in the first month of the year. Last couple months, oh, goodness gracious, it's been awful. It's been awful. Jaime Jaquez was 6 points, 2 assists. This has been a common theme for Jaime. Even though he's coming off the bench and scoring the ball well, 3 turnovers. Like, what? Like, he just has so many turnovers. And they're asking him to handle the ball a lot and create a lot offensively. But he's incapable of doing it consistently without turning the ball over. It is just turnover, 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 turnover. And that's the one knock I have on Jaime. He's got to be better in terms of his taking care of the basketball. Bam Adebayo with a pretty brutal first half. Really good defense and rebounding, but man, everything he is doing right now offensively is not working. Had a nice alley-oop dunk there in transition. That was an and one, but 1 of 3 from the free throw line, 0-2 from 3. And it feels like every shot he's taking, like it's not even close. Like I legitimately think at this point he's in his own head every time he has the ball, because this has been a lot of bad misses. And that's the concern. Bad misses. And both of his free throw line misses, too, were bad as well. Long. But that's the one thing that I'll always say about Bam, man. Even when he's been awful offensively, and boy, he's been awful, at least he never lets it affect his effort on the glass and defensively. Kel'el Ware, fine first half, 5.6 boards. Missed a couple easy ones inside, which was surprising because he's been so efficient as of late, especially when he gets the ball in a good spot inside the paint. He's got to improve his positioning on pick and rolls. I mean, the scouting report's out on him defensively. If you attack him when he's already there in the paint and rotating over for a weak side block, he's elite at protecting the rim. But if you attack him off the dribble or put him in the pick and roll, that's where he can really get hurt. So, to me, that's the one thing we're really trying to see Ware improve on a game-to-game basis. His defense in the pick and roll. Hasn't been good today. Sandro for the Raptors, been opening a lot of pick and pops. So that's the one thing we got to get better at. But good job from him on the glass, I think, for the most part as well. A couple plays where he allowed an offensive rebound. But overall, I like the rebounding from Ware and Bam tonight. I need more rebounding from Wiggins. I thought his effort on the glass and defensively in the first half was not good enough. Need better there from Wiggins. Need better. Let's hope we got a better second half on the horizon, man. Just tweet out, Bam needs to be better. Powell needs to be better. When your top 2 players are struggling, you lose. Listen, I think I've been as positive as possible. For how bad the Heat have played today and how bad of a game this has been for Miami, can you tell me that I haven't been as positive as possible? I don't think you can. I've been positive. Chang says, have you seen any potential pick protection changes yet? I don't know what you mean by that. The only outstanding Heat pick right now is that 2027 pick to Charlotte. So if you're asking if we got that pick back because of the Terry Rozier debacle, no. But other than that, Miami has all of the picks that they have in the world. 26, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Where's our defense? Our defense has been good today. You allow 51 points and a half of basketball this day and age. That's elite. We just can't score. We can't score. I have officially decided that I will not be answering or responding to the comments that are in the chat just screaming about trade people, who should be traded, who should be kept, because it is toxic. And most of the reasons why people say what they are saying make absolutely no sense if your goal is to win basketball. Like, I don't want to be that guy here, but we have someone in the chat saying Tyler Herro is the next Steph Curry. What are we doing? We have someone saying Tyler Herro is the next Steph Curry. We have people saying trade Bam, keep Tyler Herro. You'd rather keep the guy that gets hunted defensively, can't score in the playoffs, and plays 50 games a year. That's what you would rather watch? Just dumb. Even if you think Bam is overrated and overpaid, why would you ever want a volume scoring guard that can't defend, can't score in the playoffs, and misses 25 games a year? Why would you want that? Again, I'm a pro Herro guy, but choosing him over Bam is like ludicrous behavior. Ludicrous. Which is why I'm not talking about it, because if I start getting into it, it's going to be a never-ending conversation. That's all I'm saying on it. All I'm saying. I think we're getting close to action here in the second half. Did get a super chat. A couple of them. Forgot to get those on screen. Shout out Mr. Gio with the $2 super chat. Yeah, Dru Smith, leading scorer, not good. And then comes in again with a 5. Out there looking like they don't care. I'm putting everybody on the trade block. Block. Black, actually. That's weird. Sorry we make mid players look like superstars when we play bad. Yeah, that's certainly not ideal. Got to get Mr. Gio written down for the raffle. Shout out to you, Mr. Gio. Do I know how to do a Rubik's Cube? No. If I was GM, what would I do if Giannis isn't available? I'd probably trade one of Norman Powell and Tyler Herro for draft picks. And I would also trade Andrew Wiggins for a draft pick and expiring contracts. And then focus on playing Jakucionis, Jaquez, whatever guard you keep between Herro and Powell, Bam and Ware. All right, second half underway. Heat starting on defense. Brandon Ingram driving inside, turns it over. Good defense there out of the break for Miami. Heat running in transition. Davion Mitchell picks up his dribble. Like, why pick it up there? But whatever. Over to Wiggins, top of the key. Wiggins drives, kicks. Davion now probes. He drops it off to Wiggins. Wiggins inside in traffic. Turns it over. He's so bad, dude. I can't. And then he's not getting back on defense. Scottie Barnes doubled in the corner. Now he backs down. Corner, jump hook on Bam, and he gets the friendly roll. Hit back rim, bounced up and in. When it's going wrong for Miami, everything's going Adebayo at the elbow. Hands off to Powell. Powell gets downhill. Out to Wiggins. Wiggins, catch and shoot three. There's the shot Miami needed to hit right there. Immanuel Quickley gets a screen. Weak screen. Now he's just handling on the top of the key. Over to Sandro. Sandro with a three over Ware. Good. I got to be honest. I don't know if it's bad luck. I don't know what it is. Is there a player with a longer wingspan than Kel'el Ware that consistently just gets threes dropped on his head? I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. Whenever they shoot over Ware, it feels like it goes in. It's crazy. Powell with a tough three. It's a bad shot. That's a bad shot, dude. I think the grace period with Norman Powell has ended because he's been taking some bad shots as of late. He's not been good. Ware falls for the pump fake up and under Brandon Ingram. 7 straight points for Toronto. 3 of 3 to start the second half. Adebayo driving on Sandro. Step back 15-footer. No. Nobody can score. Nobody can defend. What an awesome start to the third quarter. Pick and roll with Quickley and Sandro. Sandro on the left wing hands it off to Agbaji. Agbaji directing traffic. Now gets it to Sandro, backing down on Davion Mitchell. He's doubled and fouled by Norman Powell. It'll be side out for Toronto with 14 on the shot clock. Immanuel Quickley swings it around the perimeter. It's Brandon Ingram on the right side. And Ingram backing down on Wiggins, spinning, fading away on the baseline. No good. Adebayo clears the board. He'll bring it up for Miami. Bam over to Powell. Powell drive to the rim, swings it to Wiggins. One more to Ware. One more to Bam. Bam now drives. He spins. Hook shot. Jesus Christ. Timeout Miami. Gives up an easy bucket inside on the pick and roll. I just tweeted out, I never want to see Bam, Ware, Wiggins, Davion, Norman Powell to share the floor again. Those 5 are so bad on the floor together. Can we please stop playing them together? So bad. We do owe 10 more push-ups, and then we're even. So let me do those 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another $5 super chat from Mr. Gio. Get him into the raffle again. I'm going to get Mr. Gio into the Hall of Fame again because he sent in back-to-back $5 super chats, but no shot because that one has to be exactly a 10. But if you do back-to-back super chats up to 10 because of the Christmas special and the Christmas Christmas spirit, Mr. Gio gets in the Hall of Fame. Not the first time. Probably won't be the last either. They're out there looking like they, oh, that was the old one. This is the new super chat. I'm lost. What happened to this team? Something is wrong. What the hell? I think it's simple. Like, their two best players can't score the basketball. The two best players on the team is Norman Powell and Bam Adebayo. But both of them can't score. Wiggins turns the ball over at a rate that is unknown to mankind. And there just is a lack of three-point shooting on this team. All right, out of the break, we got some changes to the lineup. Jakucionis in, Jaquez in, Powell and Wiggins and Ware benched, and then Davion Mitchell misses a running push shot out of the timeout. Immanuel Quickley drive, kick, Ingram 3. Good. You're going to get run out of the building. Your own building by the Raptors. They're on a 10-0 run the last 2.5 minutes. Jaquez gives it to Jakucionis. Jakucionis directing traffic over to Bam. Bam left wing. Backing down on Agbaji. Raptors send 2. He kicks it to Jakucionis. Wide open 3. Boom! Jakucionis with a big 3. Why the Raptors are doubling Bam, I don't know, because he hasn't been able to hit the broadside of a barn, but Quickley drives, kicks, Agbaji 3, no, but Sandro flies in for a putback dunk. Jaquez right wing, driving, crossed off Scottie Barnes there and hits the jumper. Pretty move by Triple J. So the bench unit, they make a change. In the last 5 points for Miami, Kasparas and Jaquez. Quickly now, they get it to Scottie Barnes. You got to send 2 here, folks. He gets it on Davion Mitchell, and Davion just fouls him. I mean, what are they doing? If they get the switch on the Davion Mitchell and post up Scottie Barnes, you can't wait more than a second to double him. Double right away, because if you don't get there right away, it will just be an easy one dribble post hook, one dribble foul, like what just happened. Like, you got to send 2 immediately, man. Scottie Barnes at the line makes the first. Heat down 15. Norman Powell gets a screen from Bam. Pick and pop. Adebayo at the elbow. Jab step jumper for Bam. And he finally makes one. Thank goodness. About damn time. Heat down 13. Quickly driving on Jaquez. Good defense there. Forces a kick out. Quickly gets it back. Now over. They get Barnes on Mitchell again. This time they give a double. And it's swung to Quickley for 3. And no good it goes. Rebound grab by Davion Mitchell. What happens when you double instantly? Now Heat in transition. Jaquez to the rim. Gets to his right hand. Misses the layup. Now the Raptors the other way. Ingram picked up by Adebayo. He gets it to Barnes. Barnes to the rack. Misses the layup. Rebound by Miami. Heat have numbers. 4 on 3. Powell. Driving. Fouled. Oh my God, he just turned it over. I thought they called a foul, no call, and now they're going to say it was off Norman Powell. I think they called it off Norman Powell. I mean, I can't see the broadcast. Yeah, it's Raptors ball. Norman Powell has been horrible today. Absolutely awful. Quickley picked up by Adebayo in the pick and roll. Quickly deterred, so resets. Gets it back. Davion Mitchell onto him. Bam with the steal. Heat running. Adebayo in transition, attacking the rim, and lays it up and in. Defense to offense. There we go. You get stops, you get out and run. Back-to-back buckets by Adebayo. Heat down by 11. Let's get some more stops here. Come on. Quickly, top of the key. Gets to the corner. Agbaji. They get it inside, but Mitchell reads it and steals it. Jakucionis picks up the loose ball. He brings it up the floor and gets it over to Norman Powell. Powell crossover drive. Gets inside to the rim. Blocked by Brandon Ingram. And Norman Powell's rough stretch continues. Sandro drive, kick. Murray-Boyles lines up a three. You got to be kidding me because he is not a good three-point shooter. That's just, that one is the only time I'll be like, of course it's against the Heat. Powell stepped on the baseline. Get his out. Out. Norman Powell has been a bigger issue for Miami than anybody else. Bam has been awful offensively. There's no debating that. The biggest issue for the Miami Heat over the last week has been Norman Powell because he doesn't defend and he's been awful offensively, turning it over, can't hit the broadside of a barn. He has been killing Miami. Heat go to a zone here. 12th turnover of the game for Miami. They trail by 14. Ingram in the mid-post. In that zone. Doubled. Out to Sandro for three. No. Jakucionis with the rebound. He'll bring it up for Miami. Pushing the pace. Jakucionis swings to Powell. Powell, pump fake. Gets it back. His three-pointer. Finally! We thank the heavens that Norman Powell finally made a three. And it's a timeout by Toronto. Heat down 11 with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Maybe that will finally get Norman Powell going because he's been awful. He's now got 10 points on 3 of 11 shooting. Timeout here. Going to allow us to tell you about the sponsor on today's show. Today's Heat Stream is brought to you by Prize Picks. It's the holiday season, which means the best holiday promotion is back. 7 days of Picksmas. Prize Picks is giving out 7 days of deals all the way through Christmas Day, including a Christmas Day max discount. Started on the 20th, so download the app today and unwrap those deals. You got basketball matchups, playoff pushes, bowl games all at once, and it feels good to be right on Prize Picks. New feature alert, early payouts. If your lineup's off to a hot start, you may now have to wait until the game ends. You can get those winnings before the game even finishes. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in. My entry for today's game, Bam's been struggling. I'm going less on his 18.5 point total, going more on Grady Dick 3-pointers made. I think he makes 2 today, and I'm going more than Kel'el Ware rebounds. This is my most confident one. No Jakob today. Not a lot of size in Toronto. I think Kel'el Ware gets more than 12.5 rebounds. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. If you have not already, hit that sub button. Making the road to 26,400 subscribers. I'm looking at my Prize Picks here. I'm looking good on Bam, less than 18.5 points. He's only got 7. Ware's only got 6 boards. Is he going to get 7 the rest of the game? That's probably unlikely. And Grady Dick is 0 for 2 from 3, so not good there for me. Not good for me. Not good for me. But you never know, I suppose. You never know. All right, let's see if Miami can continue to cut into this lead. That trailing by 11. Dru Smith on the floor, replacing Davion Mitchell. Heat put on a press. It's Powell, Bam, Jaquez, Jakucionis, and Dru Smith. Down 11, 4 minutes to go in the quarter. Let's get it to 6 points entering the fourth. Let's win the last 4 by 5. Heat in a 2-3 zone. Jamal Shead tries a right wing three. Good. Bad three-point shooters are making threes against Miami. The last two by Collin Murray-Boyles and Jamal Shead, those have been daggers. Jaquez defended by Collin Murray-Boyles. Bam sets Jaquez a screen. Jaquez drives right. Crossover. Step through. What a move! Jaquez missed it, but a foul called on the rip through. Would have been a beautiful three-point opportunity for Miami, but instead they'll settle for 2 free throws. That was a really pretty move by Jaquez. Tell you what, Jaime's turned the ball over a lot, but his footwork inside has really shined this year. Triple J makes the first free throw there. Makes the second. Now he's in the double digits with 10 points on the evening. Down 12. Can you win the last 3 minutes by 6? Heat still in his zone. It's more of a 1-3-1 almost at times. Collin Murray-Boyles, baseline drive. Picked up by Bam. Swung out to the perimeter. Now Jamal Shead to the rim. Misses the floater. Rebound Adebayo. Here comes Miami. Jakucionis on the left side. Attacking the rim. Euro step, but fouled. And will they say this is in the act of shooting and it will be free throws for the rookie? Let's find out. Rookie on rookie crime there as Collin Murray-Boyles was called for the foul. But I like the attack there in transition by Jakucionis. I think that's definitely got to be in the act of shooting. Yeah, free throws coming for the Rook. Kasparas gets the friendly roll off the front rim and makes the first free throw. With this free throw, Miami could get within 10. Kasparas has 4 points on the night, 1 for 2 from beyond the arc, 1 for 1 at the line, and he'll make it 2 of 2 at the line. Heat put on a little bit of a press, fall back into that zone here. They like doing that with Jakucionis and Dru Smith together on the floor. They continue that. Jacoby Walter over to Shead. They're trying to get to Scottie Barnes in the mid-post. They can't. Now Walter attacks. Good defense by Miami. Now to Barnes in the mid-post. Back to the corner for Walter. His three-pointer contested by Bam. And Jaquez is going to be called for a foul, holding Collin Murray-Boyles on the rebound. So it'll be side out Toronto, with 14 on the shot clock. Jamal Shead over to Grady Dick. Back over to Shead. Now they dump it to the baseline. Now inside. Knocked away by Bam, but the Raptors get it back. Now Shead gets it knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Toronto as Dru Smith got his hands on that one. 2.4 seconds to go on the shot clock. Got to defend the quick jumper, and you got to get the rebound here. And you got to get a body on Collin Murray-Boyles because he can fly to the rim to get rebounds. They throw it into Murray-Boyles, who puts up a floater. No good, but it goes right back to him. And then he misses the putback, and Bam grabs the board this time. Bam now attacking, turning around. A lot of contact. Can't hit the turnaround. Dru Smith on the rebound. Kicks it out to the rookie. Jakucionis baseline drive. Drop off to Jaquez, who was cutting. He's out to Dru Smith. Smith loses the handle. 3 on the shot clock. Out to Jakucionis at the buzzer. Shot clock violation. Another turnover for Miami. Jakucionis is 1 for 3 from the field and both of his misses are half, like, heaves from the logo at the end of the quarter and the end of the shot clock. Grady Dick on the baseline, deterred by Bam, and kicks it out to Scottie Barnes. Back to Dick on the baseline. Fouled. How is that a foul? He goes right into Bam's body, and unless I missed the replay of Bam lowering his arms, he went straight up. Oh, I need a different angle there. The arms came down a little bit, but did they hit Grady Dick's off arm? That's what the refs are saying. Grady Dick makes the first free throw, excuse me. Wiggins checking back in for Miami. Norman Powell comes out. This would be a very interesting lineup. Did they make any other changes? I don't think they did. I would be willing to say this is the first time these five have been on the floor together all year. Wiggins, Jaquez, Bam, Jakucionis, and Dru Smith. That's an interesting lineup. And Dru Smith just dribbles it off his foot out of bounds. Smith has had an efficient day from the field, but a couple turnovers. Scottie Barnes on the left wing, guarded by Jaquez, drives, good double by Bam, forces the kick out to Shed. Shed now attacks Dru Smith. Back out to Barnes. Barnes attacks inside. And another foul will be called. He'll be getting free throws. Scottie Barnes with 15 points today. Make it 16. And the Heat are down 14. I said if we get to 6 going into the fourth, that'd be great. It went the other way. Jakucionis, good crossover, getting to the rim, lefty layup, and he makes it high arcing off the glass. That was pretty by Jakucionis. A little crossover into a lefty layup off the top glass. He's got 7. Well, he got blown by Shed, but Shed misses the layup. Jaquez gives up the offensive rebound to Collin Murray-Boyles. Murray-Boyles has been working Jaquez on the glass tonight. Jamal Shed, corner 3, good. Getting worked on the glass. Jaquez turns it over. And the Raptors score in transition. We are ass with a capital A-S. Down 17, the Heat, with a 4-second differential and clock, will hold for their final possession. Dru Smith, probing, up and under, fouled, and he'll get free throws. Dru Smith makes the first free throw. Kel'el Ware will come in for Bam to end this third quarter and start the fourth. Down 16. Dru Smith makes the second free throw. 4.8. Quickley. 3, 2, spinning. Gets it up. Good if it goes. Doesn't go in. 82-67. That will be the score entering the fourth quarter. Do the Heat have a miraculous comeback in them? We got 12 minutes to find out, but it is fourth quarter time. Spam those fours. Spam those fours. It's fourth quarter time. Fourth quarter time. Spam those fours. Spam those fours. Giving shout outs in the chat. Hot dog. Spam those fours. Disc typing those fours. Y'all have been mad annoying tonight. I can't lie. The only conversation that's happening in the chats is trade this player, trade this player. We should trade for this guy. Who should be traded? Who shouldn't be played? You guys don't even talk about the game anymore. All you guys talk about is trading people. It's kind of frustrating. I know you guys care about the game, but like, all I see in the chat is trade, 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 trade. Shout out Apachito, Slaying Cat, Mr. Geo, all spamming those fours. Fourth quarter action about to get underway. Heat will start the fourth quarter with the ball. All right, here we go. Wiggins driving on Jamal Shed, spinning, floater, foul. It'll be Jaquez, Jakucionis, Wiggins, Dru Smith, and Ware starting this fourth quarter down 15. Good aggressive take there by Wiggins. Wiggins is a solid player in the middle of the floor. Like when Wiggins is able to get his feet inside the paint and square himself up with the rim, it goes well. It's a question if he can get to that spot, though, because of his loose handle and bad handle. Wiggins makes the first free throw. Wiggins makes both. Down 13. Got to start on the defensive end, though, if you want to come back in this one. It's been good defense tonight, but if you're down 13, you just got to get stops. Ware, bad position, the pick and roll, lob for Scottie Barnes. I mean, it's just every time. And I'm not blaming him. I want to make it clear. It's not blaming him, but he is someone who is not in a good defender in the pick and roll. He's always out of position. It's what he needs to improve on. It's the number one thing. Improve your defensive positioning. Jaquez, fade away, no. This is a bad possession. It was Jaquez hero ball. Now Quickley the other way. Floater, good. Jesus. Dru Smith almost throws it away. It stays with Miami off Jamal Shed. I don't know what he was looking at there. Down 17, Wiggins driving right, drop off Jaquez, easy layup on the baseline. Good dribble attack there. Jaquez lost a shoe, so Miami will be playing this defensive possession 5-on-4. And they've actually defended it well. Quickley 3, no. Out of position, offensive rebound, Toronto. Out to Grady Dick for 3, no. No, Jaquez gets the board. How they got away with playing defense 5-on-4 is wild. Jaquez has his shoe on and has the ball. Heat down 15. Dru Smith gets a series of screens from Jaquez and Ware. Now Jaime, right wing, wide open 3. Good! And his shoe still isn't even on. His shoe was half on, half off, and he was able to make the triple. Timeout Toronto. How about Jaime Jaquez Jr. drilling a 3 with no shoe on? How about that? How about that? First time out of the fourth quarter, we'll tell you about our sponsor for one final time on today's stream. Today's Heat Stream is brought to you by Prize Picks. It's the holiday season, which means the best holiday promotion is back. 7 days of Picksmas. Prize Picks is giving out 7 days of deals all the way through Christmas Day, including a Christmas Day max discount. Started on the 20th, so download the app today and unwrap those deals. You got basketball matchups, playoff pushes, bowl games all at once, and it feels good to be right on Prize Picks. New feature alert, early payouts. If your lineup's off to a hot start, you may now have to wait until the game ends. You can get those winnings before the game even finishes. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in. My entry for today's game, Bam's been struggling. I'm going less on his 18.5 point total, going more on Grady Dick 3-pointers made. I think he makes 2 today, and I'm going more than Kel'el Ware rebounds. This is my most confident one. No Jakob today. Not a lot of size in Toronto. I think Kel'el Ware gets more than 12.5 rebounds. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Heat want to come back in this one. They're going to have to get some stops and make some more threes. They're 8 of 24 from beyond the arc. Not efficient whatsoever. Going to have to close out defensive possessions, get out in transition, and make some threes. That's how you come back in this one. That's how you come back in this one. Defend, get out and run, and knock down your threes. Still 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes is an eternity. All it takes is one 8-0 run in 2 minutes, and you're right back in this one, folks. See if Miami has it in them. See if Miami has it in them. Here we go. Immanuel Quickley. Guard by Dru Smith. Now gets the switch on to Jaquez. Lobs it to Scottie Barnes, who has Dru Smith on him. Now out back to Jamison Battle for 3. It's good. Not how you want to start that final stretch there. Boy, can Jamison Battle shoot the rock, man. Andrew Wiggins gets a screen from Ware. Wiggins driving, turnover. You can't handle the ball. Raptors in transition. Collin Murray-Boyles inside. Misses the layup. Heat catch a break there. Jaquez now. Driving, spinning, Euro stepping to the rack. That was a pretty drive and finish by Jaime Jaquez Jr. But can you get consistent stops? Jaquez was 17 off the bench tonight. He's the team's leading scorer. They're posting up Barnes. Back out to Quickley. His 3 is good. Timeout Miami. Just too easy. too easy. They just get a switch. They post up on the guard. Oh, this is what the Raptors have been doing all game. Whoever the point guard is, quickly Jamal Shad brings the ball up. Scottie Barnes or Brandon Ingram sets him a screen. The Heat, their system, they switch defensively. They switch, so the guard defends Barnes or Ingram. The wing or big, whether it's Bam or Jaquez or Ware, defends the guard. The guard posts up, or the guard gets it to Barnes or Ingram in the post, and then they double, and it's either a kick out, open three, kick out, drive, kick out, rotation, or the mismatch inside, they just get an easy bucket. I mean, it's just the same thing over and over again. I'll say this. I don't want to continue to entertain the same conversation every game because it's ridiculous to me. But MacBon, you say Bam is minus 18. Has he been good today? No, he's been fucking terrible. But you can't say Bam is a minus 18 trying to prop up Kel'el Ware. You know what Kel'el Ware is, dude? Right now, he's a minus 17. Like, everybody has been bad today, dude. The only player that has been good is Jaquez offensively. But even him, he's given up offensive rebounds. He's turned the ball over 4 times. If you had to pick one player to say, okay, that's been the best guy on the team, it is Jaquez. But, like, he still hasn't been elite. Like, I just can't stand the cherry-picking stats to try to prop up someone and make someone else look bad when the stats still tell you that Kel'el Ware's been bad. Because I know you're trying to bring down Bam to prop up Ware. Dude, they've both been bad today. They both have been bad. I mean, Andrew Wiggins is the worst of them all, though. I mean, everyone's bad. This team's bad. We were fooled. We were fooled. This is why I'm going to stop responding to you and just alienate ever having a conversation with you, MacMon, because you are incapable of having a real conversation. I just point out that why are you going to bring that up and not mention Ware, who misses a 3 out of the timeout, and then call me sensitive when bringing up the fact that saying Bam's a minus 18 means nothing because every starter is a minus 17 or worse. Jamison Battle turns it over. Jakucionis with the steal. That's gotta be something, dude. It was a Heat had a 2-on-1 and he just knocked down Dru Smith. Is that not a take foul? Would have been an easy layup for Miami in transition. But good defense there by Jakucionis, forcing the loose ball. Dru Smith picked it up and then gets tripped by Jamison Battle. Jakucionis pick and roll with Wiggins, now driving on Collin Murray-Boyles. Turns it over. And now the Raptors in transition get an easy layup and one. And now they're going to review it. What are they reviewing? Jakucionis just lost the handle and it slipped out of his hands on the pass. And it was picked up by Jacoby Walter, and then Norman Powell followed him. That wasn't a foul like that. How is that a foul? Oh, the Heat are challenging this? Is that what I'm seeing on the broadcast? I am very confused on what is happening right now. They're saying offensive player is grabbing Norman Powell, so that's what the Heat are challenging, that the contact was initiated offensively. I'll say this. It wasn't a foul. I mean, Norman Powell did absolutely nothing that would generate a foul. I do actually agree that Ja'Kobe Walter was pushing on Powell on his drive. I don't know if this will be overturned, but I don't know how you're going to be called. I don't know how you call this a foul on Miami. That just doesn't make any sense. I think they just said the foul stands. Ja'Kobe Walter misses the free throw. Ball don't lie because it wasn't a foul. But the 2 points does stand. So it's 94-76. Miami down by 18. Wiggins sets Jakucionis to screen. Jakucionis over to Powell. Powell driving on Ja'Kobe Walter. Gets to his left hand, misses, and Ware misses the putback dunk. Jamison battle transition 3, good. Timeout Miami, down 21, ball game. It's that night. I mean, we're missing dunks. Kel'el Ware just missed a fucking dunk. It's that night. No one can make a shot. Not one player can go home tonight and say they earned the game, chat. Every single player on the team has been fucking atrocious. We can't make a dunk. Mr. Gio, what happened in the last giveaway? Yeah, you came in second, right, Mr. Gio? That one guy never actually responded to pick up his ball, so thanks for reminding me. I'm going to ship this out to you probably early 2026 because you won this, right? You were second in the raffle, and I said that if that guy never comes back and responds, it will be shipped out to you. Yeah, so I'm going to ship out the Hall of Fame ball from last year because you did come in second in that raffle. Probably we'll get that probably sorted out sometime in January. I think I could go back and find your shipping information because I have it in the DMs. So I'll go try to find that. But because of the holiday season, the next couple of weeks is going to be tough. So hopefully you can understand. We'll try to get it shipped out mid-January sometime. He made some switches to the lineup. It's Mitchell, Bam, Powell, Wiggins, Dru Smith. Powell baseline drive to the corner. Davion Mitchell wide open. No good. Rebound to Toronto. 8-0 Raptors run to put this one on ice. Foul, Dru Smith and Andrew Wiggins. I don't know who it's going to be credited to, but just reached in on Scottie Barnes. And Dru Smith will check out. Jaquez in. Quickley misses a floater. Jaquez losing his handle inside. Regains it. Out to Wiggins for 3. No good. Yeah, I mean, XRP, I might have picked the worst game in the history of mankind to try to stay positive on. This is the worst performance I think I've ever seen. Missed 3 by Collin Murray-Boyles. Rebounded by Adebayo. He's got double figures in rebounds today. Powell drive just absolutely got sent to the fucking moon. Murray-Boyles just swatted that off the backboard with a ferocity I don't think has ever been seen. That was a disrespectful block. And now Quickley drives inside, knocked out of bounds by Powell, will stay with Toronto. Scottie Barnes at the elbow, fadeaway jumper over Wiggins, good. Down 23, bodies to the deck, foul, I think, somewhere. Davion Mitchell, top of the key, over to Norman Powell. Powell driving downhill, drop off Jaquez. Right hook shot over Barnes goes. Got a super chat. We'll get that on screen. Rank guy topics horrible and his Bam getting benched fourth quarters. Jamal Shed to Scottie Barnes. Baseline drive. Fouled by Powell on the floor. $2 super chat. Trade Bam for his girl and we'd be up 10. Well, there's certainly no debating who is better in their respective sports, considering A'ja Wilson, I think, is the greatest women's WNBA player of all time. I know there would be conversations about Diana Taurasi, Maya Moore, Skylar Diggins, but I mean, A'ja Wilson, I think she's the best one. Scottie Barnes with a dunk inside. Oh, a $20 super chat from my guy XRP Plumbing as Bam hits the turnaround jumper. Shout out to you. You're going to get into the raffle, my guy, and that's a shot. Shout out to you, XRP Plumbing. You get into the Hall of Fame. We've had quite a lot of additions today. Love it. Appreciate everybody. Let's get you into the raffle. $20 super chat gets you 4 different tickets. Appreciate you, my friend. Let me get these other guys in here as well. We got Pigeon Base. We'll get your super chat on screen in just 1 second. But raffle ticket there. Pigeon Base 5 as the Heat are down 21 with 4.5 to go. Jakucionis back in for Miami. Scottie Barnes misses a shot. Collin Murray-Boyles rebound. Kick out. Barnes in the corner. Resets it, and now gets a screen. And here comes the screen, the switch, and they're going to post back up Barnes on Jakucionis. He loses it inside, and then it's thrown away. But you see what I'm talking about, man. They just switch everything. They get the guard onto Scottie Barnes. They post up Scottie Barnes. Double team comes. Someone's open for 3, or the Raptors F it up. But do you think Pat regrets trading Jimmy Butler? No. And also, what could have prevented it, Diva or not? He was the leader, and now Bam ain't it. Well, you want the God's honest truth, as Powell fouled inside and won. What could have prevented it if the Heat gave Jimmy Butler an extension before last season? I mean, that's the truth here. This is an old super chat, I think, but I don't know why it went to this one. But that's the truth. I mean, Jimmy Butler didn't want to be – he wanted to be in Miami. And even though he made a big deal about requesting a trade and the Pat Riley, Jimmy Butler relationship just went downhill. That relationship would never have went downhill if Miami just gave him an extension, the 2-year max extension he wanted prior to the 2024 season. If they give him an extension, then none of that happens and Jimmy Butler's still on the Heat. Now, would the Heat be better currently? Maybe, probably. I don't know. But that is why that happened. I hope you know. It was the fact that the Heat were unwilling to offer him that 2-year, $110 million extension. And then the comments Pat Riley made about Jimmy Butler staying on the court. That one time was, if you're not on the court, don't talk or something like that. That's what led into it. But make no mistake, if Miami just paid Jimmy Butler the 2-year, $110 million contract extension he wanted, there would have never been a trade request from Jimmy Butler. It was always about money. And then when he didn't get his money, it just deteriorated from there. Hot Dogs has drafted both the Boozer twins. Well, Caden Boozer isn't very good. At least right now. Caden Boozer will not go to the draft. Caden Boozer will return to Duke next year because he is not a NBA level player right now. He's coming off the bench for Duke and he really hasn't been that good. Cam Boozer, though, will be going top 5 in the draft. If the Heat ended up with the number 1 overall pick, I mean, it would be Darren Peterson, and there's no debate about that to me. Like, I think AJ DeBansta and Boozer are very good, but it would be Darren Peterson. And, like, I'll sprint to the podium. On the night we would win the lottery, it'd be sprint to the podium for Darren Peterson. I'll say this, though. If the Heat stink and end up in the lottery, I know we took a point guard in Jakucionis last year. I would love LeBaron Philon from Alabama. He is my favorite guard in the class. I think Darren Peterson's the best, but if you're asking me about just who I like to watch the most in college right now, it is LeBaron Philon in Alabama, and I do think he'll go in the lottery. Certainly will be an option for Miami if the Heat end up stinking out the rest of the year and having a lottery pick. I also think if you're looking at guards, Bennett Sturts from Iowa, Michael Brown from Louisville, both intriguing options as Andrew Wiggins turns it over. Foul inside, Norman Powell. If you're looking for a wing, Koa Pete from Arizona, Cam Boozer, AJ DeBansta, Caleb Wilson. All certainly options. Jaden Quintance, if the Heat wanted to go big again. Certainly a good player. I got to see more, though. Just got back from his ACL injury this past weekend against St. John's. We'll see how that goes. .322 to go. Heat down 19. Everything going on right now is trivia. We've seen a lot of Jaquez Jr tonight. How many minutes has he played? He's got 24 minutes off the bench tonight. Fontecchio only with 8. They haven't played Simone Fontecchio in the second half. Rightfully so, by the way. Not that it mattered because the Heat got killed here as Powell gets a reverse layup to go. But Simone Fontecchio is so bad. Turnover. Norman Powell with a steal. Wiggins ahead, trailing Jakucionis. Kasparas calls for a clear out. Now doubled. Kicks it over to Powell for 3. No good. I mean, even in garbage time, he can't make a 3. Wiggins with an offensive rebound putback, and the Heat are down 16 with 8.5 to go. I mean, Norman Powell's three-point shooting has been really bad. I think it's pretty clear the Heat need to trade one of Powell or Herro at the deadline. I think Wiggins needs to go as well, as Scottie Barnes gets an and one inside. Because you either got to extend Tyler Herro this offseason or you're going to re-sign/extend Norman Powell. I've been very clear that the two of them I don't think should be on the same roster because they do the same exact thing. They are both volume shooting guards that don't defend at a league average level. You cannot have both of them unless you bring one off the bench and stagger their minutes. But are you paying both of them $25, $30 million to have them off the bench? Probably not. So trade one of them to get a draft pick in return. Preferably, I would not extend Herro at $40 million. I would extend him at 33, 35 as Powell gets a layup to go inside. Garbage time, 17 points for Norman Powell, by the way. But I just think if you're the Heat, why would you pay Norman Powell, who, yeah, he's played really well at times for you this year, but he's on the plus side of 30. He doesn't defend. That's not a guy that you extend with this roster right now. So to me, trading him going into the deadline for, if you can get a first-round pick potentially, would be very ideal. Get expiring salary and a first from a team that needs a scoring guard, a contending team, that would be a really good deal. And then same thing with Wiggins. If you can trade Wiggins for expiring salary and a first-round pick, please and thank you. If you could get a team to send you a first-round pick for Andrew Wiggins at this point, I would be ecstatic. Trade those two at the deadline. Post-deadline, run a lineup of Jakucionis, Herro, Jaquez, Bam, and Ware. Davion, bring him off the bench. You got Jovic coming back, hopefully off the bench. Still got Fontecchio. I think it's clear at this point in the year, I think the Heat are more likely to be this team than the 14 and 17. You could say, hey, it's just a bad stretch of basketball, but I think it's just clear that this team just doesn't have enough. Yeah, I did yell at you guys at trades because it was a second quarter discussion. When the game's a 20-point game with a minute to go, I think you could talk about trades. But in the middle of the second quarter, when you guys are only arguing about who should be traded and who shouldn't be, it's a bit egregious to ask me. Jaquez fouled and a goaltend, so and one for Jaime with 49 seconds to go. Yeah, I like the way this season is trending. We're going to be a play-in team again because I don't think we're going to be bad enough to be out of the top 10, but we're not going to be good enough to be in the top 6. So we're in no man's land, as we are in every year. No man's land. Collin Murray-Boyles downhill, easy layup. Jaquez drive kick out to Keshad Johnson. Jaquez gets it back for 3, no good. Ball goes off of Toronto. We'll stay with Miami with 19 seconds to go. A 20-point loss at home to the Raptors is as bad as it gets. Jakucionis got blocked on a 3. Nice. And that's how the game ends. That's how the game ends. Heat lose by 21. That's rough, man. That is rough. Bad basketball. Heat lose their 3rd straight game. Miami now 1-8 in their last 9. Everybody was bad tonight. I don't care what you see in the box score. Not one player played winning basketball tonight. Not one player played winning basketball tonight. Not one. Not one. We're in the standings after this game. We fall to 15 and 15. Let's look at the standings here. With a loss tonight, if Atlanta wins and beats the Bulls, we'll be 9th in the East after tonight. Like, we're going to be in the play-in again. Is Milwaukee catching us? Is Charlotte catching us? Is Brooklyn catching us? No, we're in purgatory. We're in purgatory. I would, if you were to ask me, gun to my head right now, how the rest of the season goes, I think Miami might finish the year 38 and 44. 38 and 44. And the 9th seed in the East. And then they'll probably make the playoffs by winning the 2 play-in games, because that's what they always do. Because Washington, Indiana, Brooklyn, and Charlotte are not catching you in the standings. Maybe Milwaukee and Chicago does if Giannis comes back and plays for the Bucks this year. But goodness gracious. We're in a bad spot, man. We're in a bad spot. I can't tell, like, MacMon says, unless Pat Riley trades Bam, Wiggins, and Powell, they're a 9 seed. Like, are you trying to act as if the Heat would be actively better if they trade those 3? Like, I think it's the right thing to trade Norman Powell and Andrew Wiggins at the deadline. So I agree with you on those 2 being traded. But do you think we would be better without them? Because, like, you're not. Like, they haven't been good for Miami, but if you think the players Miami has on their roster that would replace Norman Powell and Andrew Wiggins would help them win more, that is not the case. You trading them would commit to just playing young guys and losing games to get a better draft pick. $2 super chat from Mr. Gio, and then we'll get out of here tonight. I honestly wish they would trade Bam, Herro, or Bam, Powell, and Bam, Powell, and Wiggins just to see how bad the team would be after, just so I can tell you guys. The reason why I want to trade here Wiggins and Powell is because they don't fit this Heat team long term. They should get draft picks, but it will make us worse, which is kind of the goal here if you're trading them away. Legitimately thinking that getting rid of them would make the Heat better makes me quite literally never want to have a conversation with you guys again. Trading them would make the Heat worse, but would help them for the future. That is why you make that trade. If you legitimately think they would be a better team without those 3 or 2, that is psychotic. Mr. Gio, supposed as the best, got to have the will to win. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Gio, this team does not have the will to win. Stickman with a 2. We are ass. Couldn't say it better myself, Stickman Sam. We are ass. We are bad. That's going to do it for today's stream. Appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. All the donations, very appreciative as we can go live more and do more cool things when you guys donate to the channel. Really appreciative. Once again, have a good holidays. Christmas Eve tomorrow, Christmas on Thursday. We'll video out tomorrow for sure. Enjoy your holidays. Stay safe. Have a good one. See you again live on the channel Monday, I think, against the Nuggets. Not going to go live on Friday or Saturday because of the holiday season. So peace out. Enjoy the holidays. Stay safe. Go Heat.